These are the running backs you need to avoid in fantasy football. Do not draft them. By the way, this is one of many videos that we will be posting throughout the month of August. We are posting every single weekday in the month of August, so you guys have plenty of content. If you haven't checked out those other videos, check them out after you watch this one. All right, let's get things started with Achane. Achane is currently listed as the RB5 in PPR formats on Sleeper. He is overall going as around the 11th pick in drafts, the end of the first round, and I don't think I could disagree more with a spot for a player. There are plenty of people behind him that I would draft over him, and let me tell you why. So to start things off, Malik Willis, amongst quarterbacks that played in at least 3 games, had the highest ADOT, average depth of target, amongst all of those quarterbacks with nearly an 11 ADOT. Yes, it's a very different offense. He was with the Packers. Now he is with the Dolphins with significantly fewer weapons as well, but on top of that, Tua, the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins last year, targeted the running backs the most. So he's going from a guy that targeted them the most to a guy that might possibly target them the least. The passing volume will also absolutely not be there. There is no way this team is going to pass nearly enough times for Achane to have enough of a role in the passing game to offset the inefficiency, in my personal opinion, of the run game that it will be this year. Achane has been very efficient throughout his career, yes, but he's also had the ability to play next to wide receivers that are elite, like a Jalen Waddle or a Tyreek Hill. And with a passer in Tua that, while yes, has flaws, has proven that he is capable in the past. We know nothing of Malik Willis. They will likely stack the box, especially without any weapons. And I do think that Achane's efficiency is going to fall. And then with that, his touchdown upside, as I stated with Malik Willis in a previous video, is just simply not going to be there because the Miami Dolphins offense is going to be anemic. I mentioned in the other one that if your best weapon outside of a Achane is a Greg Dulcich, while Greg Dulcich is cool and we like him, that's really not a good sign. There's not going to be many touchdowns in this offense. There's not going to be many pass attempts for him to offset and at least relative inefficiency as opposed to his typical career averages. It's all a perfect storm of ass for Achane, and I hate the spot. I don't hate drafting Achane if he was 5 spots lower, 3 spots lower in my running back rankings, but like at RB5, before guys such as James Cook, even a Saquon Ashton-Jeanty or an Omarion Hampton, there's guys a whole round later that I would take over him. I'm out. I'm not in on Achane this year. I could see some semblance of appeal for people. I don't see it, but I'm not there.
Yeah, I just feel like it's too rich. And we, talked about this before we started recording. And best ball, he's fallen all the way to the RB12, which I think is a good price if you're getting him at the end of the second round.
Yeah.
But at the turn, I just don't love it for all the reasons you mentioned. I mean, this is a guy who he's going to be a workhorse, right? Like, he's going to probably see 300-plus touches.
Yep.
It just doesn't matter when there's such inefficient,
yes,
not exciting touches in a bad offense. And I feel like in fantasy football, especially with, your first pick, you should be targeting a guy who is in a good offense, who could score a lot of touchdowns. Like, I mean, you mentioned all the guys going after him. And James Cook, right? And one of the better offenses in the league, who's led the league in touchdowns before. And Omarion Hampton, who, we both love. There's potential for him to lead the entire league in touchdowns. A Chase Brown playing on the Bengals, who projects to be a top 5 offense in the league. It's
Keep
just
going. Derrick Henry we're high on.
Right,
and
Derrick Henry
just too low.
Like even Jacobs and Kyron, who probably don't have the PPR upside of a Achane, who could lead all running backs in receptions, but their touchdown upside is just immense playing in those offenses, especially Kyron. So, like, I wouldn't draft those guys over Achane per se, but it's like when I know I could get one of those guys later on, why even take the risk on Achane? And I think that's the biggest point here, is there's such a wide range of outcomes. I don't think either of us are going to sit here and say RB5 for Achane is completely out of his range of outcomes. Like, he could easily be the RB5. Shit, he could be the RB3. We kind of establish RB1 and 2 is off the table for everyone else, but he could easily be the RB3. he could also not even be a top 12 guy.
Yes.
Like, that is in the cards. And when there's guys who I feel just so much safer about in that range, not to mention the receivers that go in that range too. Like, I'm not there on the 1-2 turn for Achane.
I agree. And look, I don't even think there's a possibility where he falls out of RB1 territory, so to speak. I think he's probably a top 12 lock just because he will likely see targets. But in general, if I'm drafting a guy RB5 and he ends up to RB10, RB11, I've lost my draft. I've lost my draft, and I am likely out of the championship picture unless I nailed someone later in it. So that I can't take that risk. There's just too much that's going wrong and not in Achane's favor. So I'm out.
I agree. The first running back that I will not be drafting at all this year is Quinshon Judkins, currently the RB22 in PPR on Sleeper. I only have him a few spots off. I have him as my RB24, but I feel like similar to Achane, just not to the level of explosion. Like, that's kind of what I look at as his ceiling. I think the touchdown upside is very limited. I mean, Judkins was really good last year. I mean, in only 14 games, went over 800 yards, 7 touchdowns, but he had these big weeks and then kind of fell off. I mean, Week 7 was a 3-touchdown game, and I'm not a big fan of when you talk about fantasy football players saying, well, you take out their best game, and then they did this, because it's like, why would we take out their best game? Like, that's very important, the time that they play at their best. But point being, more than, almost half of his touchdowns came in one game.
Yes.
This is a guy who, start to his career, like, first few games, running great, right? Sat out Week 1, came back Week 2, 6.1 yards per carry, 5.2, 3.9, 4.78. After that, the other games, didn't go over 4 yards per carry one time. Finished the season at a measly 3.6 yards per carry. This was a team that, I mean, Judkins himself saw the 8th most stacked boxes in the league last year. He got stuffed on the 5th most runs in the league. 22% of his runs got stuffed at the line.
It's insane.
This is an offensive line that's revamped, but let's keep it a buck. It's the Browns. They're probably not going to be good. The offense as a whole isn't going to be good. They're going to still be able to stack the box. And he's a guy that, to me, really doesn't give you much receiving upside at all. One, he doesn't profile as that. He didn't really do that in college, especially playing next to a guy like Travion. And then his counterpart is a guy in Dylan Sampson who, if he could do anything, it's catch the ball. Like, he's genuinely came in as a rookie and was one of the top 10 receiving backs in the entire sport. And they bring in Todd Monken to run the offense, who, I know Derrick Henry's a 0 in the receiving game, but we saw in Baltimore with Derrick Henry, it was even less than it was in Tennessee. Like, Monken had a clear third down back in
Justice
Baltimore.
Hill was his guy.
Like, it was very clear. Third down came, and, like, that was one of the struggles of watching Derrick Henry. It's like, come on, like, leave him in on 1 3rd down. Like, let him catch one pass. And it just never happened. So, like, I think it might be even less receiving work for Judkins this year with Todd Monken coming in. So, yeah, it's a guy who I just don't see the upside case. And, where he's going in drafts, you have to take him what? I mean, he's the
RB22 and 53rd overall player.
Right, 53rd overall player. Like, he's around that range of all those great wide receivers that slip into the 4th round, like even the guys in the 5th round, the older guys, right? Like the Terrys, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, DJ Moores of the world, where I'd much rather take a chance on one of these receivers on great offenses that could score a bunch of touchdowns than a guy in Quinshon Judkins, who I just don't see the case for him.
So you would take a David Montgomery over a Quinshon Judkins. We've already established that. Would you take a DeAndre Swift over a Quinshon Judkins?
100%.
Okay.
Every single time.
Jadarian Price, is that where you draw the line?
I kind of like Price more. I
Me
kind of
too,
like
in an odd
Price
way.
too, more. Yeah, it's just I'm not a bit, especially the running back position. Like, I feel like fantasy football in general, one of your like rule of thumbs or like a tiebreaker should always be like draft the guy in the better offense.
Yes.
I feel like especially for running backs, you should try and draft the guy in a better offense, especially like I said, a guy who doesn't profile as a receiving back on a team that's going to be throwing the ball a ton. I mean, the team ranked 26th in the league in run plays last year. Granted, Judkins saw an insane share of the run plays when he was on the field, but it's a team who, like, isn't going to be running the ball as much as you'd like for a guy who doesn't catch the ball. So,
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Price, like, it's close, but I'd rather take the upside shot on Price. Like, who's more likely to score 10 touchdowns, Shadarian Price or Quinshon Judkins?
It's Price. It simply is. And granted, I know Ken Walker didn't score a ton of touchdowns last year, but regardless of that, this offense is elite. And Zach Charbonnet's looking like he's going to miss at least the first few weeks of the season. Like, early on, Shadarian Price will be probably a demon if he's healthy in fantasy football. Like, and nobody's scared of 4, bro.
Yeah, even some of these guys who go later, like I probably wouldn't, in a vacuum, I wouldn't draft them over Judkins, but the point of I'd rather wait a round or two for one of these guys, like the Jalen Warrens, Chuba Hubbards, Ramondre, J.K. Dobbins, Tony Pollards, like that clump of 5 running backs, I'd probably rather have one of them, and then, again, like I said, one of the Mike Evans, DJ Moore, Terry McLaurins of the world on my team. So yeah, I'm out on Judkins.
No, I could not agree more. Nobody is afraid of Deshaun Watson or Shedeur Sanders beating them. I promise you that. Those boxes will remain stacked, and Judkins will find very little running room, even with a revamped offensive line. I can't see it happening.
He's going to have some big weeks, too. Like,
most definitely.
He's a home run hitter. You know what I mean? Like, he's a guy who had multiple 50-yard runs last year. Like, he breaks one off, it changes your week. So he's not a guy who I think is going to be ass and, like, completely underperform relative to ADP. It's just where he's going in the draft. I'd rather have other guys.
When healthy, very good runner of the football, and nobody doubts that. It's just the fact of, like, the supporting cast is just so trash that it does not do him any favors.
Yeah, sometimes, like, picks like this suck, too, because it's like, I really like the player.
Exactly.
I really like the player. He's a really good player. It's just the offense is just not enough for me.
That's the beauty of fantasy football, because I feel like there's so many times that I've pressed the button on a player that I just absolutely hate as a player, and I can't press the button on someone that I absolutely love as a player just because situations are situational. So speaking of a button that I can't press on a player that I absolutely love, there's just too much going against him this season. The guy is Christian McCaffrey, and I know how insane that sounds. Believe me, I get it. Christian McCaffrey was the best player in fantasy football, you could basically say, last year, and why would I ever be going against the best player in fantasy football? Well, the guy is 30 years old now. There's so much playing against him. He is currently listed as the RB3, going as the 5th overall pick on average in fantasy football. And again, 30 years old, and on top of that, there's another curse going against Christian McCaffrey. It's called the 400 touch curse. Every time a running back has 400 touches, his production precipitously falls the following year. On top of that, it's not like Christian McCaffrey throughout the entirety of his career has had the cleanest bill of health. So there is so much that is working against him. I cannot see him having similar volume this year with over 300 carries, with over 70 catches. I just cannot see that volume sustaining. And if that volume doesn't sustain, his efficiency is already proven to fall off at this point. So he's not nearly the back he was 2 years ago in terms of explosiveness. And just to give you guys a little bit of a stat, his yards after contact per carry has fallen a third of his production over the course of the last 2 years. So last year he was injured, obviously, and then this past year he came back, looked nothing like the guy that we saw 2 years ago or even the year prior. So Christian McCaffrey's not that same player. CMC is a bet that the age cliff and the curse of the 400 touches isn't true. You're betting against two things that have held strong historically. So I'm not willing to press that button that early on in the draft with my 5th overall pick if he's hurt or he's not nearly the player that he was supposed to be without all the volume. Then I'm screwed with that 5th overall pick. So I'm out. This has nothing to do with Christian McCaffrey, the player himself. While, yes, he is falling off, I still think he's an incredible talent. Do not get me wrong, but I can't press that button, not with as much playing against him as there is here. So
this is a tough one because, like, we brought it up here. We brought it up in the running backs we will draft. There's 2 guys who could finish as the RB1. This is probably the only guy in the sport who, if he plays a full 17, can
100%
crack in there. So It's tough. He's a guy who I feel like at that price, I'm not pressing the button.
Yes.
If I could get him past pick 8, which is probably unlikely, but if I could get him past pick 8, I will press the button.
I completely agree.
And I have no problem pressing it. It's just like we talked about it in the 105 video that just dropped yesterday. Go check that out if you haven't already. A guy like Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's been the wide receiver 3 for 3 straight years, right? He's just as consistent as a Christian McCaffrey, but doesn't come with the baked-in injury concerns. Even a guy like James Cook, who's been so good the past 2 years, led the league in touchdowns, then led the league in rushing yards in a great offense, who hasn't had injury concerns at all. Like, it's just, I mean, you have the JSNs of the world too. Like
100%. I can't.
I don't really have anything bad to say like about the player. Like, sure, you could point out that he's gotten less efficient, but does that it proved to not even fucking matter, right? Like, again, this is one where like it doesn't matter how good he is as a runner of the football. It doesn't matter how good he is as a football player. When he's on the field, he's going to put up fantasy
100%.
I mean,
that's the
he was
the thing.
Last year in terms of fantasy football.
This is not at all a knock on me saying that I think this guy is going to be bad in fantasy. It's just literally historical context says that he will not nearly be the same guy that he was last year. And I can't draft that with the 5th overall pick. Plus, like, 30 years old, 400 touches, it's all against you. Like, Saquon Barkley was a guy that I'll just bring up the most recent example. Saquon last year was a guy that everyone was drafting super high because of the fact that he came off that 2,000-yard season. I was very hesitant. Some people were very hesitant because of exactly that, the 400-touch curse. And sure enough, Saquon still had a solid year. He was not nearly the player that people thought he would be. And I feel like something similar could happen to CMC. Granted, his pass catching is immensely more valuable, but I can't get behind pressing that button there. Back end of the first round, 10 to 12, I'll do it. I'll 100% do it. But
so, like, where's your line? Like, Gibbs, Bijan, Jamar, Puka, that's 4 guys.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra.
Let's get rid of. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, just tell me yes or no. Amon-Ra?
Yes.
Okay. JT?
Yes.
Jackson Smith?
Yes.
James Cook?
It starts to get tough at Cook. Even JT is a little bit like I have McCaffrey as my RB3.
Right.
Statistically. It's just like the 5th overall pick is too rich. I'll take the receivers over him. Even this is a crazy one. Even Jets. I will take Justin Jefferson over Christian McCaffrey. Yes. I'm also significantly higher than everybody else on Justin Jefferson this year, but I have him at probably about the 8th or 9th pick, yeah. And it's 4 picks lower than where it is, but the difference is it's the first round. That pick matters so much more when you're the 5th overall pick as opposed to when you're the 10th or 11th overall pick. So that's just it's kind of where I stand on that.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know where the line is for me. Like, so far in the draft set, I know where I'm drafting. I'm not going to have to make that decision. I think the 2 that I know, I have the 2 and the 3, so I'm not going to have to make that decision. But I don't, like, if I got pick 5, I'd know how firm I am on Amon, but, like, it's hard to not press the button on him. It really is.
No, it is.
It really is.
He's a cheat code when he's on the field.
Yeah. Oh, but it's so scary and risky. It really is terrifying.
I don't feel like, truthfully, I don't feel good if I press that button. I'll know that the rest of my draft needs to be
perfect.
I know you're not getting hurt. I know you're not getting hurt. I know you're not getting hurt. Like,
it's just also like probably feels just as bad to not press the button on him and know someone else got him.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Yes. Like, you're gonna see someone drafted after.
We spoke about this last night. Tom was saying that he's like, I'll let someone else reap the benefits of that, and it's like, in a lot of cases, if someone else is reaping the benefits of that, you might not have any chance to win your league. He's that good of a player. Like, you know what I mean? He was such a fucking advantage last year.
He was.
You know? So
he was. It's just history tells me it can't happen again.
I'm definitely curious to see like how they use him though, because like a couple weeks ago we have this conversation. I could say, you know, you're right, Matty J. Like, he had 400 touches. There's no way he gets that volume again.
Yep.
We're 2 weeks later. Ricky Pearsall tore his ACL.
Mike Evans hurt.
Mike Evans hamstring. Deshaun Stribling is back now, but he had a hamstring pop up.
Christian Kirk was hurt.
They brought in Debo, but like, what does that do for anyone? Kittle is obviously still coming back. It's like, when you look at it right now, it's more likely that he gets 400 touches than it was just 2 weeks ago, and the season hasn't even started. You know what I mean? So it's tough. I definitely get the principle. Like, it's just such a scary click, but there's so much upside there. A guy who I don't think has upside like that, nowhere even close, is Jeremiyah Love going as the RB11. I mean, this is just insane. RB11, you know, I have him as my RB16. I don't even have him cracking 1,000 yards. We talked about it on the pod. His projection on Dabble Fantasy, go check out Dabble, sign up using code BallGame for $10 when you play your first 5. His projection is like 825, 875, something like that, less than 900. Like, I know the sports books and the, daily fantasy isn't the end all be all, but that's a pretty big sign that these people aren't even projecting him to get 1,000 yards. I mean, if he doesn't clear 1,000, there's no chance he finishes as the RB11. You know what I'm saying? And then this is an offense that is it's just bad. It's just really bad. They were bottom 5 in run block rating on PFF, bottom 5 in rushing EPA per play, bottom 5 in rushing success rate. Jacoby Brissett led the freaking NFL in passing attempts per game last year. As a team, they ranked 32nd in rushing attempts per game last year. Like, sure, Matt LaFleur's there, Michael Floyd's there. They drafted J Love with a top 3 pick. They're gonna run the ball more. You can't when the defense sucks and the team sucks and you're losing every game. Yeah, like you just can't. You just can't. And then again, similar to Judkins, similar to what we said about Achane, like the guys going after him. I mean, I'd forget about like weighting and value and all that. I'd just straight up in a vacuum rather have all these guys above him. I mean, who do we got here? Let me just rattle them off. Ken Walker, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Kyron Williams, Breece Hall, Bucky Irving, Javonte Williams. I think every single one of them I'd rather have than Jeremiyah Love.
I think the line for me stops at Breece. And I would take Javonte too, but I don't. That's ridiculous. It's 6 spots lower than where he's going, regardless.
I mean, even Breece, like, I don't think there's even an argument for Jeremiyah Love over Breece. So both super talented players, both on not so good teams, but like, I mean, we've done our division previews on this pod. Breece Hall the Jets are playing. I hate to say it because it's fun to hate on them. Jets are playing a different sport than the Arizona Cardinals.
They are.
And they're a bad team, the Jets. They're in completely different stratospheres.
Absolutely.
Jets have one of the best young offensive lines in the league.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Like, Breece Hall might be Breece Hall's best year. I'd much rather take the shot on him than Jeremiyah Love. And then you factor in, like, could wait a whole round for it, you know?
No, for sure.
Like, I mean, not a whole round, but Jeremiyah Love.
No, literally.
Yeah, it is a whole round. Yeah.
12 picks. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, the player is super talented. He's going to lead the backfield in touches. I'm not worried about that, like the James Conner smoke, the Tyler Algier smoke. He's, going to be their go-to guy out of the backfield in the passing game as well. Like, he should see a lot of touches. Genty was cool last year in a similar situation. He finished, what is the RB 11 on the dot? And, like, it's tough because everything around Genty went wrong. Everything for Genty went right.
Yes.
Like, he played amazing as a football player. You break it down amongst the lead and forced missed tackles, all that. Like, he was exactly the part. And I'm not saying Jeremiyah Love isn't going to be the part, but, like, he has to be elite from day one to return value on this pick. And even that might not be enough.
I'll say one thing. I do think it is almost negligible, but I do think the Arizona Cardinals situation is a little bit better than the Raiders from last year.
100%.
There is
100%, yes.
Definitely a difference there.
Well, just the coaching difference, right?
Yes.
Like, the Raiders dealt with coaching malpractice last year. So I definitely see that, but I do think it's so negligible that it's not even worth pointing. Like, it doesn't matter. Yeah. It really doesn't matter.
I agree, though. There's plenty of guys below him that I feel more confident pressing the button on, honestly, and even waiting and playing the game. Because, look, fantasy football isn't just about how good the player is. It's also value. Right. Can I get better value for a guy a round later or 2 rounds later and feel like he could have similar production? It's it's just not a pick that I'm willing to make or feel good about. Like you need to draft him in the second round, and that's a pick that you have to nail. Those first two rounds, even first three, you could say you have to nail those picks. Then the rest of your draft, you could kind of figure it out from there, but you have to nail those first 2 or 3 picks. So I can't do it with Jeremiyah Love and feel good.
That's one where like McCaffrey, like if my draft breaks the right way, I'll press the button. Achane. If everything breaks my way, I'll press the button. Even Judkins, if he falls enough, I'll press the button. Jeremiyah Love, he will not be on any of my teams.
So you have like the 6th pick, right? He falls to the middle of the 3rd round.
That's really far. Like I don't think that happens.
Yeah,
I
no,
think
me
that's
neither.
If he's there, then yes.
That would land him at about the 30th pick, and he's going as pick 20.
Yeah, if he falls 10 spots, I'll press the button. That's just like so unrealistic, though.
I think that's probably where
that's the spot.
Yes,
yeah.
I don't think I could do it with either of my first 2 round picks. Probably not a few picks into the 3rd round either. I think it'd have to take a little bit for me to be willing to draft him. So
like I mean, even like I'm just looking at the overall. I was gonna say I'm looking at the overall sweeper rankings. Like you still have some of those running backs that I said I'd take over him after that, and then the receivers too. Like a T. Higgins, a T. Mac. Like, I don't even know if that's enough for me to press the button on him, honestly.
Really? Okay.
I'm just not there.
I think I'd probably take him over both those receivers, but there's a few running backs here that I would absolutely take over him. So
I don't know, bro. I mean, we sat there and projected this team to lose every single game.
Yeah, no, it was crazy.
Every single one.
That was insane.
So, yeah, I don't know.
It's tough. It's definitely difficult, but I'm out on Jeremiyah Love as well. I can't do it, not where he's getting drafted. But to look down the board at least a little bit, a guy that you actually just mentioned that you would draft over Jeremiyah Love, I absolutely can't press that button and take him over Jeremiyah Love. That player is Bucky Irving. And I understand there's an offense coordinator change there. They now have, what's his name? From the
Zach Robinson.
Yes, Zach Robinson from the Atlanta Falcons, yes. I understand that they changed offense coordinators. And there were injuries last year that led to him playing as poorly as he did. He started the season pretty well. But regardless, throughout the entirety of that season, a lot of these issues lingered into the offseason as well, deep into the offseason. And we didn't really have too many answers on Bucky Irving at points. But last year overall, he averaged a whole 2 yards per carry fewer than he did his rookie season and 1.5 yards after contact fewer per attempt. Buck's rushing attack was not good last year, and they got better behind Bucky Irving, which concerns me a little bit as well. Bucky Irving's very good in the receiving game, do not get me wrong, but they just paid $7 million to a backup, and $7 million is not chump change. Kenny Gainwell was incredible for the Pittsburgh Steelers last year, absolutely phenomenal, and one of the best by any standard, probably top 3 receiving back in the entire NFL. He is elite at pass catching. He is very good in the pass protection game. They didn't give him $7 million for nothing. He's going to be heavily involved, in my personal opinion. RB17 price currently for Bucky Irving, and there's about 3 or 4 guys below him that I'd be very willing to press the button on over him that have less competition, significantly less competition than he does. I'm not there. I can't do it. And I understand that the talent was there and we saw him in his rookie year be so explosive and so good. I'm betting on the fact that the Bucs know in their heads they wouldn't have paid $7 million to a backup running back if they didn't plan on at least using that backup running back in some way, shape, or form. So there's something there. I listen to when a team does something. I dropped Bucky Irving at least a little bit in my rankings. I'm not there. So yeah, I can't invest that RB17 price in him. When he falls to like the RB20, RB21, I'll be willing to press that button. Until then, I can't really do it. So I'm out on Bucky Irving for now.
I want to find something real quick.
What you got?
I agree. I just do want to point out that I like Ken Gainwell, and I agree that they bring him in to have a legitimate role. Bucky and Rachaad White in 2024 both finish as top 24 guys.
They did.
So I think there is a world where both guys could coexist. The problem for me with Bucky is the injury stuff. And I know he's back at camp now and practicing, but it was basically all spring. We didn't really get an update on it. He was hobbled all last year, didn't play every game, was bad when he played last year. Even early in the season, like,
inefficient as all
it
hell.
looked lit because he was getting all that volume.
Exactly.
But I think that almost tells me, like, them going hard after a guy in Ken Gainwell who wasn't cheap and also just had the best year of his career. It tells me they're like, we don't think Bucky Irving can handle this full workload because of the efficiency. So we did a draft, me, Pete, and Tom last night, driving home from the city. Bucky came up. I've been out on Bucky this whole draft cycle, and last night, I don't know what it was in me. I was like, Bucky could be pretty lit, though.
There is a world.
He could be pretty
Absolutely
lit.
a world.
But there's also a world where it's really bad and backfires on you. So, yeah, I definitely agree with all the principles. It's a risky pick. And then, like you mentioned, all those guys going after him, I just feel so much more safe drafting. I mean, I do think this Javonte Williams thing is going to fix itself over the next few weeks.
Absolutely.
Like, there's just no reason for Javonte Williams to be going after Bucky, Travis Achane as well. Like,
and the train is leaving the station on Javonte now.
Yeah, for sure. But like, as long as those two guys are getting drafted after Bucky Irving, the answer is no, don't draft Bucky Irving.
Agreed.
So I'm definitely there. The last guy that I'm avoiding, it's one of everyone's fantasy darlings. It's honestly a player that I absolutely loved the skill set, and I was, high on him coming in last year as a rookie. I got him in a few dynasty leagues, traded him in one, but still have him in the other. It's Bhayshul Tuten, man. I'm just not here. I'm looking at both of our projections for him. You're way lower on him than I am stats-wise. I mean, I have him projected 170 full PPR points. You have him at 133.
Yeah.
You don't even have him clearing 600 yards. I have him getting 785, getting 6 touchdowns, and 200 through the air. Like, I have him having a pretty solid year, but he's currently getting drafted at the RB24.
Yep.
And that's just not going to play. I mean, I have him as my RB31. You have him as your RB33. So, like, we're not far off there. It's just too much for me. I mean, this is a guy I'm actually, sometimes when I do these, I just go to Twitter and look up the player. And shout out to Trips Fantasy Football for putting out this thread about Bhayshul Tuten. So they mention past fantasy traps, backup running backs who get thrusted into a RB1 role who we, while they're the backup, we're like, yo, this guy's so good in limited touches. He's going to be great when he gets the full workload. Alexander Madison.
Yes.
Zamir White.
Yep.
Mike Davis. It didn't work out. And I'll sit up here and tell you guys, I think Bhayshul Tuten is more talented than all three of those guys. All three of those guys. But, like, it's just not as simple as guy who's efficient in a low amount of volume can handle being a bell cow running back and maintain that efficiency. It's just very hard to do.
He wasn't even that efficient.
No.
I'm pretty sure he was inefficient last year.
83 carries for 307 yards, had 5 touchdowns, and then had 10 catches for 79 yards. Like, there's really not much there, and he's a super explosive player.
He is.
I don't think the explosion was on full display in his rookie year. Like, there weren't that many explosive plays. He could always break off a big one, but this is also a team who, like we've mentioned before, brought in Chris Rodriguez. Liam Cohen handpicked Chris Rodriguez, gave him a contract that a lot of people thought was more than a Chris Rodriguez would demand on the open market. Obviously, Liam Cohen was with C-Rod at Kentucky. Mm-hmm. It's his guy. And then you see all the reports from camp, right? Like, C-Rod started camp out, so Bhayshul was getting all the reps with the ones before they put pads on. It's like, it's up for Bhayshul Tuten. They put pads on and go into these scrimmages. C-Rod gets all the work within the 10 and within the goal line. LaQuint Allen gets every third down.
Yep.
And it's what I said when I hyped up C-Rod in the breakouts video. It's like, Bhayshul Tuten very well might lead this backfield in touches. They are not the premium touches that you want in fantasy football. If it's a guy is not getting the goal line work and the receiving back, what value does he bring?
Yes.
The rushing attempts between the 20s really don't bring that many fantasy points.
No.
And
he'd have to break him off.
Right.
He just has to.
And you're paying a premium price for that at RB24. I mean, he's the 59th player off the board. So, again, he's going right after that clump of veteran receivers that I mentioned before. Then you get into the upside rookie and second-year players. Tate, Tyson, Adunze at receiver. DeAndre Swift goes after him, I'd take him. Jadarian Price goes after him, I'd take him. Guy on his team, and another receiver, Parker Washington, I'm taking over him. Christian Watson, I'm taking over him. Warren Hubbard, I'm taking over him. Like, Ramondre, I'm probably taking over him. Dobbins, I'm taking over him. Pollard, I'm taking over him. Like, RB24 is just insane, and I don't know what I'm missing. Like, again, shout out
he's
to
going in the back end of the 5th round.
It just right. There's been we've done mocks where he's gone even higher. Like, a lot of shout out to Pierce from the Discord, my guy. I love you, Pierce. But like, it is crazy your drum beat on Bhayshul too.
What did he draft him in the fucking 3rd round or something?
Drafted
in one
him
of our mocks?
End of the 4th in one of our mocks. I'm pretty sure. Like, it's just too much. He's like, and again, it sucks. Similar to what I said about Judkins. I love the player. I adore Bhayshul Tuten's skill set. Like, that's one of my archetypes is just fast running backs. Like, I'm a Madden player through and through, so I'm always going to gravitate towards those guys. He's a 4-2 guy at the running back position. He's awesome. And he's going to be great for the Jaguars in terms of real football in a 3-headed monster where he's not getting the premium touches. I'm not drafting him.
It is pretty crazy because the only way that he's going to score fantasy points is, like I said, he just has to break them. He just has to break the long runs, and if that doesn't happen, you don't got a guy that's going to give you much production on a week-to-week basis. And it's just like, end of the 5th round, that high is just insane to me, where it's like you still can get very productive starters of your team, guys that are guaranteed touches, and I'm not there for him. And it's I hate to say it, but it's like almost not even like he has a shot to break into those other 2 roles because C-Rod's just the better of the 2. He's bigger, he's stronger. And then on the other side of things, LaQuinn Allen is a very good pass-catching back and was a rookie last year and will only get better at that. So it's just there's nothing he can do to change the role that he's currently in. So I am out. I'm out on Bhayshul Tuten as well. I can't do it. I can't pull the trigger. DeAndre Swift right below him is just insane to me. I just don't understand that.
Yeah.
Can't understand that at all. Jadarian Price even, like, a guy that was a 1st-round pick this past year, like, with a wide-open backfield at the current moment. I don't know. Don't make sense to me. Yeah, and then Jalen Warren guaranteed role. Like,
in terms of, like, breakaway percentage, according to PFF, I don't know how much, like, that matters. Bro, he's 84th out of 86 guys who have a percentage, and like that doesn't even feel right. Like, I don't even know what that entails from PFF. I'm trying to understand. Like, breakaway percentage is just breakaway percentage, and then breakaway yards is yardage on designed attempts more than 15 yards. So I'm assuming that
15+ yard runs.
Right. So I'm assuming he just like really didn't, like, his breakaway yards is just 15.
One breakaway run.
Right. Like, is that
What's
what
the
that
percentage?
means? Right. 4.9.
And he had 80-something carries?
Yes.
Almost adds up. That's actually less than, that doesn't even make.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what PFF means by that, but I feel like being that low in a stat like that is just bad. I don't exactly understand what it means, but it's not good.
It's not good. I think that means 2 of his carries, honestly. I think that literally means 2 of his carries were breakaway runs.
Being 84th out of 86 in anything is bad.
Definitely not a good
very
thing.
bad. So, yeah, he's a guy who's supposed to be this breakaway home run hitter, but didn't really do it. Like, again, you talk about the Alexander Madisons, Mike Davises of the world. Like, those guys really popped in those limited touches. Like, I feel like Tuten didn't really pop that much as a rookie.
People were expecting this man to take Travis Achane's job.
Right. I was underwhelmed. The only exciting part that I got out of Tuten was the goal line work he got last year, which I just don't think is going to carry over. Like, specifically paid a goal line back.
Yes.
So, like, that's not going to carry over. And that, again, to me, that was the most impressive part of his game last year. It wasn't the breakaway ability, the potential pass-catching ability. Like, I think Tuten is a great pass catcher. He's just not going to get that opportunity in this offense. So.
No, there's just someone far superior.
Yeah, I mean, he's the best pass blocker in the entire league, and look what now. And I mean, Trev has even said, like, we want to figure out we want that guy to, like, refine his route running so we can get him more involved in the passing game because he's so good as a blocker. Like, we want him on the field. So, yeah, I'm not drafting Tuten, dude. It pains me to say. Like, it feels like this is a guy that I would typically love, and I just I can't do it.
No,
RB24 is too steep, dude.
Like you said, he's in the early 30s for us. That's probably a good, if we were to look at ADP and where these guys are going, the RB33, for example, would be going around the 90th pick.
Right.
2.5 whole ass rounds after this. So
if I was getting him there, hell yeah.
Yes, I'm for it.
Hell
I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm like, absolutely there for
the first Jaguar off the board.
Yeah.
When Parker Washington exists.
No,
we live in the same world as Parker Washington, and Bhayshul Tuten is getting drafted before him. What are we doing? What are we doing?
It is. And then where even is Chris Rodriguez? Chris Rodriguez
so down there.
Chris Rodriguez is going as the RB46, the 147th pick in the 12th round, or 13th round, rather.
Out of, like, guys that are actually going to play, like, that. Holy shit. RB46 is such good value for him.
Like, he's around a Woody Marks. He's around a Tyler Algier. He's around
He's
going to
lead the team in rushing touchdowns.
Yes, I agree. Like, almost guaranteed, honestly. Yeah. No, it's crazy. It is insane.
Yeah, this really sucks because I really like Tuten the player. Like, I'm a part-time Jags fan. Like, they're one of my teams. Like, I root for these guys, and Tuten, I just can't get behind it. I have him in one of my dynasty leagues. Like, I'm trying to trade him and sell high on the
Really?
Why wouldn't you?
Is anyone interested?
Dynasty league is dead. No one really trades. Maybe Joe Cruz will take him. But
of course. Yeah.
I mean, Tom just traded with his brother for Neighbors last night, so that was cool.
Whoa.
Yeah. Traded Rome and 2 firsts for Neighbors.
Big bet on him.
Yeah.
It's honestly a pretty good trade for both sides. I think it makes sense.
Yeah. I don't think it was bad.
I don't hate that at all.
But yeah, I'm trying to sell Tuten in Dynasty. Like, that's how off I am. So
I get it. No, I totally understand, and I'm with you. But yeah, if you guys agree or disagree with any of our picks so far, just let us know in the comment section. Curious to hear your opinions. If you have an avoid that you don't want to draft in fantasy football, let us know. We're open to hearing your reasoning. But thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and follow us on every single social that we have. BallGame Podcast, BallGame Triv, BallGame Unlimited, all of the above. We have so much content coming to you guys, especially on this fantasy channel where there's a video every single weekday. And
yo, let's get 500 subscribers. Like,
yes.
We're a little over 300 now. Let's get to 500. Come on.
You guys do it. You guys kill it with the views.
Yeah. And the comments and the likes. Like, let's hit that subscribe button.
All you got to do. And then you see all this content every single day, and we'll help you win your fantasy football drafts. I promise? Yeah, I think so. And with that,
BallGame.